Welcome to today's CrittendenPress NewsTalk. We have a great show lined up today. I know many of you out there are have hair growing down your bangs, off your bangs, and down your back, and you're waiting for that first meal at the restaurants that are about to open up. So we have a hairdresser here and a restaurateur, and they're going to fill us in on what we can expect as things start to get back to nothing akin to normal, but yet open. And I know many of us are excited about that. Today's show is brought to you by the Crittenden Rehabilitation Center. Admissions are still being accepted for short and long-term care rehabilitation. Now listen, although visitors are not allowed at this time, administrators do encourage you, family members to send cards, family members or friends, send cards, flowers, visit through FaceTime or Skype if you have that capability, and even through the windows. A number of people are going out and even playing some games through the windows, and that's really heartwarming to see. That's Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center in Marion, and I'll remind you, they are COVID-free. They're keeping their healthy in their homes. Today, our guests are Wanda Olson, who's probably been in the hairdressing business as long as anybody in Crittenden County, and she's going to bring some wonderful insights into what we can expect. And Jat Tabor, who is the manager out at Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub at Heritage Country Club. So we're going to start off with Wanda. And Wanda, if you would, tell us a little bit about what patrons, when they walk in, what's it going to look like, a spaceship?
Well, it's going to be a little different. We are a small shop, so I've had to kind of rearrange. We're not allowed but one customer per stylist. So you can't just walk in. You have to sit in your car until we come and get you or text you to come in. So it is, well, I have a clear shower curtain hanging in between my shampoo bowl and shelf because you're not allowed to touch it. We'll have to sanitize in between each customer, and then I rearranged so that my sister we could distance 6 foot apart if we have one person at a time. We've got enough room in my salon to do that. Now in my nail room, I have an acrylic down from the ceiling, and all you can do is stick your hands underneath it for me to work on your hands. So it's going to be a little different.
A lot of difference. And May 25 is the target date. Of course, that's Memorial Day. Now, are you going to start on that day?
I wasn't going to, but I have a bunch of men that usually try to walk in, so I've contacted them. They were on my book before. I'm going to work that morning, and that's it, just to do some men's haircuts. Men are going to be a little easier than all these women with roots that are 3 and 4 inches out. They have to spend more time. And then we'll get full force on the 26th, if the governor allows. I was reading our board page yesterday, and our Kentucky Board of Hairdressers has emailed with our guidelines that they recommended, and he has not contacted them yet. So I'm ready, but we don't know what he will say for sure.
Of course, it's been several days since the governor came out and said on May 25th, beauty shops, as I call them, my grandparents always called them beauty shops, different names now, barbers in the salon, cosmetology studios, and other businesses with similar services. So as you go back, are you getting a lot of phone calls, people wanting to get in?
Well, I've been doing this so long that I require most of mine to book their appointments when they leave. Like if they got a color today.
It's been a while since they left.
Yes. They book their next appointment in 4 to 5 weeks. So I was already booked out pretty far. Mm-hmm. And not everyone does that, but I do because I'm a prepper. And I started from the day we left on March 18th. So I started out on my book with the customers I had and started calling them and booking them in order that they were already on my book. Now we have people that are calling, and my sister has people that are calling because she didn't have them booked out that far. We're putting them in as quick as we possibly can. I'm already booked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, all the way to the end of June.
Okay, I'll remind people too that I'm the host. I call myself the ghost host. You don't see me, but you hear me. Chris Evans from the CrittendenPress. And today our show is brought to you by Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center. And right now they're still taking admissions for short and long term, and they're COVID free out there. I want to remind you that. Now back to what we were talking about right here, Juana. So when people book their appointments, and when they booked them before 5 weeks out, we didn't go back. So you just roll them forward?
Yes. Some of them have missed multiple appointments.
Okay.
So, like I said, if they had a color and they've got roots that need doing, they've got just extra long roots.
So before COVID, I call it BC, before COVID, you were able to, and I've been in a few beauty shops in my day. Now I saw how they operated. You may be doing color on one cut. You may be doing a haircut. You've got one in the dryer. So you could multitask, and you're working 2 or 3 customers at a time. Are you going to be able to do that now?
No. The board requires us 1 client per stylist. So I'm used to putting color on somebody and setting them to the side and getting in another haircut or 2. And that's not going to happen because they can't be in the shop.
It's going to string this out.
So that's why we just had to spread it out. Your hairdressers are going to be overworked, stressed, trying to get everybody in. So be patient with them. I mean, they're all going to do the best they can to get you in. It's going to be a trial and error for all of us, I think.
And same thing with the restaurants. Jack Tabor, who manages Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub, just getting people in is going to be tough because you can only seat 33%. But you have an ace in a hole out there, right?
Yes.
And that's outdoors.
We got outdoors. That's going to be an advantage for us. We got the porch upstairs, and then of course we got the porch downstairs, which will be a little more inconvenient, but they can sit down there. It'd be more inconvenient for our waitresses going up and down. But we do have it. We have that privilege and it's unlimited outdoors.
So for those who don't know, Mulligan's is the restaurant at the Heritage Country Club, the Old Marion Country Club. Some of you may remember it by. And it also has a bar. The Crittenden County has been wet for almost a year now. Actually, the vote about a year ago. But bars, now the way I don't, you explain this to me, but bars can't be open. But if you're a restaurant, you can be open, even though you serve alcohol.
Yes.
So will they be able? They can't go sit at the bar, which is very limited seating anyway. But if you're seated at a table, you can order alcoholic drinks,
yes.
right?
And we can fix them, and they can be delivered to them. Yes, I mean that's even from this very beginning. At the very beginning, the governor opened it up where we could sell them. Of course, our license really they couldn't leave property with it, but when this all took place, he allowed us to set and they could leave it, take it home. Alcohol was kind of a little thing because it had to be in a unsealed container. But then they kind of opened it up, and we could sell them. They could sell alcohol and leave and take it home with them, which our license don't say that, but they could at that time.
They've allowed. Is that going to continue?
Well, he hadn't said no yet.
Okay.
So I really don't know. Of course, everything, my understanding is, everything's still open for carry-out and delivery just as normal. It's just that, and normal carry-out and delivery, they can take it home with them. Now, so, but we will be able to sell it there. They can order it, and we will be able to fix it and take it to them at their table. So.
I have talked to a number of other restaurant owners and operators here in Marion, and I'll have a story in next week's CrittendenPress newspaper that'll detail it more. But a lot of them aren't opening up. They're going to continue this curbside sales and out the window. It's just a lot of them think that this is not going to be cost effective to open at 33%. But again, you're going to have all that outdoor seating. But I want to ask you this: the sales of alcohol on the curbside, the pickup, has that been popular?
No.
No. So most people order, and they just order food.
Just order food.
Yeah. Of course, I guess you have to pay bar prices out the window.
Sure, to a certain extent, see, and of course, we won't get into another thing, but see, I'm also limited with taxes that I have to charge for mine that they could go up here to a quick pick or something in that nature and not have to. So see, that makes mine a little higher.
3% tourism tax is added to yours.
It's added to mine, so therefore, and we knew it probably limited because they can come get the pizza or whatever from us and then drive by and pick up their alcohol on their way home if they wanted to. It's cheaper. even though we did at this, in order to try to sell it, we run some specials, and we did lower the prices. I mean, which cut the profit on our part, just hoping to sell some, but it's just not been popular at all so far.
Kind of circle back to what inside of your restaurant, you're going to move some seating around,
Yes.
I guess, to have the social distancing, and then you also have a game room, a couple of pool tables, some dart boards. Do you have any idea? Can you let those patrons come in there and use that?
My understanding is it probably won't be, because I read something, it don't mention none of that. It did say that they recommended that you close the children's playrooms or play areas. So I'm assuming that.
And this is a children's play area.
Kind of the big children.
Yeah.
But, so I'm assuming, see, but that's still, and that's the whole thing about it all. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in all this, and it's hard to know everything. And we're still studying it, we're still researching it, we're still looking into it on what we can and can't do. We're going to try to do everything we can to be as close to what the requirements are and keep the social distance and do the best we can with it all. It's what our plans are. But we're in the process now of trying to order materials and trying to get things in here that we're going to need. Everything I read, see, it's all going to be disposable stuff. They recommend we don't use. We'll be using paper plates if they want them. We'll be using throwaway utensils. Will be the salt and pepper shaker is going to be gone. It'll be all, disposable.
The little packages
Yeah.
like you get, okay, and,
Well, that's
and
what they're all
forks and
recommending.
knives, everything, yeah.
What they're all recommending. And then, of course, then they're telling us that when they get done, we have to clean the table, the seats, and everywhere they go, if they go to the restroom, they recommend we clean it afterwards. Of course, we do have hand washing things there. We'll go out hand sanitizer, but they recommend we kind of clean things off after they go. So, I mean, it's going to be, and I can understand why some of the others, our only thing, the reason we're trying it is because of our outdoor seating. That's a little more, gives us just a little more flexibility as far as the inside seating. So,
Yeah. I'll remind you that our show today is brought to you by Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center. The old 4 C's is what most people know it by, and it's not far down the road from the restaurant that you have, right, Jed? So, do you have carry out down there? Quite often. And I'll tell you too that they're still taking admissions for short and long-term care rehabilitation there. And they encourage you to come out to visit by a number of ways for family and friends. Send cards, flowers, visit through some electronic means such as FaceTime and Skype. And, they have a lot of family members who go out to the windows. And I've seen where some of them are even playing games through the windows. So really a lot of ways to stay in touch with your loved one at Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center. And I'll tell you, they are COVID free. A lot of nursing homes are in trouble with this pandemic, but Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation is keeping their residents safe there, and they're all COVID free. And if you notice I always try to put a picture in the bookshelf, and that is a picture of the front of Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center. And Jan, if you will, tap on my screen there, my COVID-free screen in between our guests. As you see, they're not 6 feet apart, but we do have plexiglass in between them. And I know the plexiglass is showing up everywhere. I wish I had some stock in the plexiglass. Wanda Olson, do you have to separate? This is a question someone had asked me, is if there's 2 beauticians there working side by side, you have to have a petition. You mentioned something about a clear curtain. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yes, you need to be 6 feet apart. If you can be 6 feet apart.
Do you have to have the screen, or
Not necessarily.
if you're 6
They
feet?
didn't
Okay.
say that. That has been suggested in
Okay.
some salons. I think if you feel safer that way. I put the clear shower curtain up because I can move it. My shampoo bowl would be too close to one of my dryer chairs. And if Dawn was to shampoo someone while I've got somebody in my dryer chair, they would be too close. So I put the shower curtain there to go between them so that way we're safe.
And this cleaning in between everybody, number one, it's going to be a challenge to get it done. It's just more time consuming. And as we say, you're not going to be able to have 2 or 3 people in the shop at a time. There's going to be a period of waiting. Have you had any difficulty getting the PPP and the disinfectant?
Well, like I said, I'm a prepper. I had plenty of Lysol to start with and bleach. We have barbicide in the beauty and barber industry, so we use that for different things for disinfectant. But I couldn't find hand sanitizer anywhere. I use alcohol at my nail station a lot, so it has to be like 91% in order to get it down to, if you dilute it and make hand sanitizer with it. I couldn't find enough rubbing alcohol. I bought a gallon of aloe vera gel, and that was quite costly because I had to buy it on the internet. And then I couldn't find enough rubbing alcohol to make it, so I got 190 proof pure grain and made hand sanitizer.
Jet Taylor, you got a little of that out there, don't you?
So that's what I used, and I read it has to be 190 proof in order for when you dilute it down. And then of course we'll be using it after each customer, so our hands will get dry and cracked. So I put a little glycerin in it to help keep it from being so drying too, as far as for us to use in the shop. Then we have a station outside our door before you ever come in where you have to use hand sanitizer. We have to have it on every station, our back bar, the nail station. So from what I'm reading on our board rules that they have put out to the governor, that's what we'll have to do.
You might be in trouble. They're supposed to keep their hands out of their mouth. They may not want to keep their hands out of their mouth.
They'll be drinking the hand sanitizer.
So, have you talked to others in the area, in your industry in Crittenden County, and do you have any idea, is everyone opening back up or some not?
I don't have in Crittenden, I haven't talked to any of the girls around here about any of this. I've talked to some in Lyon County that, I don't know if all of them will open back up. And the way I understood it, if you do not have the proper PPE, you can't open up. It's whatever the governor and the state, see, we're state board regulated, as so is the barbers. So we have to do what they tell us that, if we have a license, and they can come and take our license and shut us down. If they find, they'll go around probably and check us at some point or another. And if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, they can shut our doors. I
heard a lot of rumors about hairdressers, barbers that were cutting hair on the side, when they weren't supposed to, and losing their license. Is there any truth to any of that?
I read it. I don't know.
Did you read it in a credible source, or was it on Facebook?
Well, I read it from another hairdresser.
Yeah, okay.
But it wasn't in this area, the one that I understood that it happened to. But
I did read about one in another state.
Yes.
I think it was in Texas or Arkansas.
Well, yes, she was on the news. But, and I understand. I mean, I don't know all of her situation, but that's my livelihood. I support myself doing hair. So when I'm not going to tell you a lie. When it first happened, I thought, oh no, this is crazy. Maybe I can do a few here and there. But after I found out that they can pull your license, and I was like, no, absolutely not. I mean, that's my livelihood. I wouldn't jeopardize that for anything.
So, in your conversations with others, are they like you? I mean, will it be, in the past, I know for men, you could walk into one of the barbershops here in town, just anytime. You might have a 20, 30, sometimes 40-minute wait, but you could walk in, sit and wait. So what now? Do you just have to call ahead?
Well, the way I understand about some of the barbers, I think that they have to wait outside also, or wait, if they're big enough space, some of them can wait in. I think it was suggested that you take a number, have a number, some kind of form if you're just going to do walk-ins in the barber shop. But wait in your car, just like the chiropractors and anything else, they'll come out to get you when they're ready. Because we have to wipe everything down in between each customer.
How long will that take?
Well, if you have a big salon, it's going to take you a long time. I have a very small space, and it's still probably going to be pushing us. Because you have to sanitize your tools. Curling irons, blow dryers. I have gone in and put totes with all clean capes. You have to label everything clean and soiled. When you're done, the barbers, I think, are either supposed to get disposable capes, or we can get disposable capes if we want, but I mean, that's costly.
Yeah.
So I just ordered extra capes, and I'll just have to clean them and sanitize them at the end, wash them every night, And when you work 12-hour days and then you go home and have to do all the laundry for the business, and that, and then you have to clean in between each customer, and then you have to clean again the next morning before anyone comes in. If everybody does it like they're supposed to, we're going to be exhausted.
Bless your heart.
So,
well, I want to remind our viewers again, my name's Chris Evans. I'm the host, the editor of the CrittendenPress, and today's show is brought to you by Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center, which is right now taking applications for admissions for short and long-term care rehabilitation. Visitors are not allowed right now out at the nursing home there, the rehabilitation center. I know that nursing home is not a politically correct term anymore. Still refer to it as that often. But family members are encouraged to send cards, flowers, visit through FaceTime and Skype, or even through the windows. Crittenden County has done a great, Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center has done just a tremendous job keeping that facility COVID-free, keeping their residents safe in their homes. Jet Tabor, here's a question for you. And I go into the dollar store, or I go into the grocery store, I may be out around town, different places, walking down the street. A lot of people are wearing masks. A lot of people aren't. People are exercising their right not to. The governor said masks you're not going to be cited. We may encourage you, and some businesses can order you to wear them to be on their premises. What's going to happen at the restaurants? Are masks going to be required? Do people need to be sure they have them with them in order to get in? And of course, you can't have them on while you're eating.
Well, that kind of comes back to, and like I say, it's everybody's prerogative, I guess. And that's still things that we're talking about, because we found out this was going to open, and so we've been talking with the restaurant manager, Jimmy Hernandez. We've been talking to him, trying to decide what we're going to do. And that is, they should be wearing them because they're supposed to by mandate anyway. We're still right now, and I understand that if they don't, we're supposed to give them to them or not let them come in. That's where it comes in. I don't know if we can get them. I don't know what we can afford to do that. That's another thing. We do recommend that they wear them when they come.
Is that when they come indoors, or if they just go in or seated outside?
Well, the governor says if you're out in the air and you can't, now he says if you can't keep your 6 foot social distancing. So if they're out there and they're supposed to be wearing them, but if they're not, but if they're keeping their 6 foot social distance, I think the way I understood him, he really don't have to. So we're still outside. We're probably really not going to push it. We encourage it because that's what he wants, and probably is best. Yeah. But like I say, everywhere you go, you see some is and some not. Yeah. But I don't think right now, unless something changes, that we're going to have them available for them. We do recommend they wear them. And of course, I understand they come in when they sit down to eat, they have to take them off, and we understand that. You can't eat with a mask on. You can't drink a drink with a mask on. So, but we do encourage them to. But as of right now, I really can't say that we're going to require it. And I know that's what a lot of people want to know. What I have to say is basically they can kind of watch our Facebook page as things get closer, as time gets closer, and we see what we can get, what's available, and what we can do. Then we can kind of keep them posted on Facebook, because I don't know if we'll turn them away if they don't. We do encourage it, but I think it said if we don't, are we going to offer them for them? That's another question. It's a cost thing, and we just barely been hanging on anyway. We've been carried out, and business has been not been good for us. Some of the others has been, and I understand it, and that's great. It's just for us, it hadn't been, and it's been pretty costly so far. And whether we'll buy a mask or give them to them or not, that's still kind of up in the air. We really don't know.
So the best policy is for everybody, really, bring a mask. I've got to wear now in the morning when I get up and put on my pants. I put my wallet in my pocket and I put a mask in my pocket.
Cause
you never know where I'm going to be that I need to have one on.
And if it comes down where we may see some guidelines that they require us to, if we do, then we won't let them come in if they don't. But that's not right now. That's not our issue. Don't think. But like I say, all this is still new to us. We're still looking to it. We've been researching it. We've got all the guidelines, and we're looking, and we're talking, and we're trying to order stuff, and it's just going to kind of
uncertain times.
We don't know what the new norm is going to be. Everything's in we just really don't know, So, but we're going to do everything we have to do in order to stay open. That's mandated to us, and we're going to try to go above and beyond when we can, as long as it is feasible, So.
Well, we're going to close out the show brought to you today by Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center. I want to come back, Wanda, and give you an opportunity. Is anything else that we have not covered that you think people need to know, that maybe coming to your shop, going to other shops, barbers around town? What do people need to be prepared for?
Well, the way I look at it is we may look like aliens. My sister and I were discussing the fact that, when you shampoo someone, you're leaning over them at a shampoo bowl, and I read the guidelines on our board, and we may have to wear not only a mask, but maybe a face shield or safety glasses. Not real sure on that. You know, if you don't have the safety shield, then maybe the safety glasses, and then, of course, like I said, the masks smother you to death, and if we have to wear them all day long, I don't know. We'll have to go. I worry about the breathing in them all day and not taking them off, because you're breathing in bad air, you know. So that's a worry I have too. We'll have to, and you're not supposed to have any drinks. No waiting area, papers. You know, you won't find anything in there you can touch. You're not supposed to have magazines or anything to read that someone else might come along and pick up. Yeah. So it's going to just be a little, I don't know, trial and error and different. Yeah. And like I said, if you have a child, if you don't have a big enough salon like we don't, I've set up safety outside, a table with patio. The parents can look in the window if they want at the kids. So it'll just be different. Yeah.
Jet Tabor, not only do you have the restaurant out there, but you also have the golf course and the swimming pool. Give us an update. I know the golf course has remained open. People can go out there and play. But what about the swimming pool? Any news on that?
We're still looking at guidelines. We've had some calls in looking. I have started. I'm in the process of starting getting it ready. I think I read something yesterday where he may possibly open them in July. Of course, you know, us being...
Yeah, you're semi...
We're semi-private, so, you know, we can be...
Public pools are closed. We know that.
Closed, yeah. But, you know, we do have, and we may be looking in these guidelines because we are private. We may be able to open a little earlier. So I'm getting in the process. I think all of them's going to open maybe later, but we're looking in the process for that. Yes, our golf course is up and running. We've done a lot of things to it. We're running a $500 membership right now, you know, for any new member wants to come in, $500 membership for that, and gives you full access. If you ever get the pool open, you even have access to it. You know, and we do have outside seating, you know, and that's what we're hoping that's going to be our ace in the hole as far as helping us, you know. Yeah. And as far as other things we said earlier, there will be paper menus when you come in. We'll give you a paper menu, and it'll be thrown away when you get done, you know. And all of our employees, it's in the mandate on it, they will be wearing masks when they come and wait on the people, and you know, they are going to be required to wash their hands very, very often, and we're probably hoping they'll change out the mask up, and then we'll clean everything after they leave, and then let the next come in. Of course, it's also said we have to find out our number, which, you know, inside it says 33%. We do have a pretty large area, so we'll see the number on that, and then we'll have to kind of keep count on that. But our outside area is what we're looking on, and plus in the golf course, we got 26 acres out there, and you come out there and ride around and have fun, you know. Yeah. And if we get the pool open, it'd be just another plus, you know. And I am started, get it ready to open it. Mr. King said, let's get it ready, and the event we do, it'd be ready. And that's going to be pretty costly if we do and then can't open it. Yeah. But we're gonna kind of take the gamble and go for it. So, all right. But like I say, you can kind of watch on. A lot of our stuff will hopefully be updated where you can watch our Mulligan Facebook page. We'll try to keep you more updated on it, but we do want to thank the ones that have been coming out and giving us business. We appreciate that, and we just hope whenever we get open, we can have a lot more, and we can kind of get back. It won't be no norm. It's going to be a new norm, kind of what you call it, you know, in the future. But hopefully, we can get back to a little closer to what it used to be.
You've got a golf tournament this weekend, 2-man, right? Two
yes,
person.
Yes, it's you know, we're going by all the guidelines, social guidelines, it's mandated, you know.
That's it. 26 acres you can spread out.
Yeah, we can spread out, you know. That's what I say. I think, you know, and he's saying, the governor's saying, you know, no congregations 10. We'll see. Of course, he's also said, I think on golf courses, you know, before I've heard him say, no more 4 people to a green at a time. So we're just going out 2-person, and it'd be four people at a time, you know, at the game. And we're staggering our tee times and no congregating. We're going to do all the scorecards and everything by phone, and we're going to do payout by mailing or whatever. You know, we're going to try to keep social distance best we can, but yet let people get out and have a good time, you know.
Yeah. I see a lot of smiles on people's faces. Some of them are grimacing a little bit having to wear a mask, but that's part of this cost, and there's going to be a lot of other costs involved in it as we go forward. I want to remind our viewers today that the show has been brought to you by Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation Center, which is still taking admissions right now, short and long term. Call out to the center and make an appointment, and you can go out. You can see some nice pictures on their website online, and I'll post that at the Crittenden Press online. You'll be able to click on that link and go take a look at what's going on out there right now. Visitors can't go at this time during the pandemic. However, administrators encourage family members to send cards, flowers, and visit through other electronic means or through the windows, which is a pretty, it's a different kind of visiting, but at least you can be right there and have only glass between you, as these two have a little glass between them. That's part of our new world. And I'll remind you, too, that Crittenden County Health and Rehabilitation is COVID-free and has been COVID-free. I appreciate Wanda Olson, a hairdresser here in town, owns her own shop here and been doing this for many years. Appreciate her coming by. Jack Tabor, who one of the guys that's operating Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub out at the Country Club, the Heritage Country Club. Appreciate all your insight.
I do need to put one more plug in.
Yeah, go right ahead.
We've been calling the waitress coming back, and we're not hearing very many from them. So I do want to plug. We're going to need some employees. Anybody out there needing a
Looking
job,
for
please
help.
come by
Help
and
wanted.
Mulligan to fill out applications because we're going to need them.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here today.